Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. So in this video, i-discuss natin ang napaka-hot at nag-iinit na topic, no? Maraming nagsisend sa akin about the changes dito sa PGWP. Well, sabihin nating proposed pa lang kasi hindi pa siya final and kumakalat pa nga lang yung sabi nilang pagpaplano na baguhin yung eligibility sa PGWP ng mga international students. So, yung PGWP, it means Post-Graduation Work Permit. So, if you are interested in this topic, please keep on watching. So, yun na nga guys, no? Mga ilan-ilan na rin ang nagsisend sa akin about the developing news. Okay, wala pang final na sinasabi about the changes talaga sa PGWP, pero may certain articles na nagbabalita na nasa table na and may mga proposal na sa pagbabago ng PGWP eligibility para sa mga international students. And guess what, no? Hindi ito maganda yan para sa mga international students. Kahit ako, actually, kinakabahan dahil ako ay still on process. Kaka-apply ko lang ng PGWP, no? And ito na naman tayo, kakaba-kaba dahil pwede tayong maapektuhan or we don't know kasi ano yun marami pang plano and hindi pa alam kung saan yung reckoning point or yung starting date, sino yung mga pwedeng maapektuhan kapag binago na nila ang rule for PGWP eligibility. So, nag-research ako nung CIC News, no, meron ng nailabas na news about the PGWP changes or proposed changes. And ito, i-deliver ko sa inyo via PowerPoint para mag-guide din kayo ano ba yung nasa news na yon. So, ito na guys, yung tanong ng karamihan, no, as of this moment, grabe. And wala pa tayong kasagutan dito. Is there no more PGWP or Post-Graduation Work Permit na nga ba para sa mga international students dito sa Canada? Well, kahit yung mga legal assistants na kasamahan ko sa immigration law firm kung saan ako nag-work, yan, basa lang din nila ng news about it and yeah, we felt concerned for everyone. Kahit nga ako concerned din ako sa aming situation kasi ako ay still on the process pa lang ng PGWP ko. We don't have yet the approval kasi it takes a while then upon application, no, para ma-i-process yon and makuha mo yung decision or result. So, about 90 days or minsan, umaabot pa yan ng 6 months or more. Depende sa situation mo, depende sa officer na nag-a-assess ng papers mo, and depende rin kung komplikado ang case mo. But usually, kapag single applicant ka lang and walang dependence, yan, sila yung mabibilis. Even 1 month lang, meron na silang approval for PGWP. So sa mga nanonood nga pala ng video na to, no, and hindi international students, baka curious kayo about this acronym na PGWP. So I'm mentioning it as Post-Graduation Work Permit. So just a quick background nga, no, ano ba yung PGWP? This is available to international students who graduated from a designated learning institution. So pwede itong mag-grant, okay, sa mga international students basta nag-aral dito sa Canada sa designated learning institution. So, hindi pwede yung mga private schools or private colleges na hindi DLI. Okay? So, usually yung mga DLIs talaga ay mga public schools or institutions. And then, yung PGWP, this is a kind of open work permit. So, ibig sabihin, after mag-aral, kasi nga, di ba, an international student will be granted a study permit. And the very purpose of them coming here is, of course, to study. That's why they have just limited allowance or approval na makapag-work during the study permit validity. So, kapag natapos na ang isang international student, pwede na sila mag-apply for a PGWP. So that is being granted by Canada's immigration policy. So as long as nag-aral ka, nakapagtapos ka sa isang DLI dito, you can be eligible for an open work permit. And as of now yung current eligibility nyo or entitlement for the length of it will depend on your length of the program of study. So usually, if 1 year yan or 8 months to 1 year ang igagrant sa'yo na PGWP ay 1 year din. And if nag-aral ka ng 2 years, yan dito sa Canada, you can be granted 3 years PGWP. Ibig sabihin, 2 years kang pwedeng makapagtrabaho openly, pwede kang mamili ng mga employers dito. So hindi ka fixed in just one employer. Ang tawag kasi sa mga fixed sa mga employers ay closed work permit. So usually nangyayari yan sa mga LMIAs. So an exception would be if, yun nga, sa mga darating na buwan, kapag nag-take ka ng master, so even if 8 months lang yung length ng study mo, okay, basta masters ito, so you can also be granted 3 years PGWP. So that's the current situation or entitlement. However, ito na nga merong pagbabagong isinasaayos or pinopropose, okay, ang Immigration Department ng Canada. So actually included dito yung mga federal and provincial immigration officials. Okay, so this news, yung pinapakita ko sa inyo on the slide ay galing sa CIC News. Okay, so na-release just today, June 12. Okay, I hope na ma-post ko to as soon as possible. And yan, ito yung proposed changes. Pero yun nga, bago ko pa ipakita yung proposed changes, yan, as of this date, bakit ba nila gusto baguhin itong PGWP eligibility para sa mga international students? Okay, gusto kasi nila i-align yung issuance ng PGWPs to labor market needs ng Canada. So, ibig sabihin, they would like to facilitate access to work permits for students entering occupations in shortage. Okay, yung very goal nila is kapag magtatrabaho ka sa may labor shortage, kailangan ng market ng Canada, so dun ka lang magagrantan ng PGWP. So paano kung hindi yon in demand yung mga papasukan mong trabaho na related sa inaral mo? Okay? So X yan. So they would reduce or restrict the access for graduates from other programs. Okay? So ito na yung pwedeng talagang makaapekto, shocking news to everyone, lalo na alam niyo yon na kapag plano na kayo mag-aral dito sa Canada, on the process na, nakapag-pay na kayo ng down payment for tuition deposit, or even nandito na kayo sa Canada, nakastart na kayo ng pag-aaral, pwedeng-pwede kayo maapektuhan ng mga pinopropose na change na ito. And yan kasi nga, di ba, later on pa kayo makakuha ng PGWP. So, i-check nyo na guys, ano ba yung mapapasukan yung trabaho after graduating from your program. So, nakakatulong ba yan sa labor market needs ng Canada? Or kung hindi, yan, i-reduce yung access nyo sa PGWP. Yan, masishake talaga yung world nyo because of this news. Dahil pwede kayong ma-deny sa pag-a-apply for PGWP if hindi in line yung magiging occupation nyo sa labor market needs ng Canada. Okay? So, kailan ba ito i-implement? Makakalusot ba yung mga nandito na sa Canada, nag-aaral na, or yung mga nakapagpasa na katulad ko? So, affected din ba ako? Actually, kinakabahan din ako until and unless makuha ko na yung approval and mag-grant sa akin yung eligibility ko na 3 years kasi I took 2 years program dito sa Canada. So, sabi dito sa news, so the advice on this issue will be provided by the minister in spring 2024, which is currently ngayon na yan dapat. So maybe in the days to come, guys, mag-update ako for sure about it dahil hindi pa to talaga kompleto. So ito pa lang ay kumakalat na balita pero hindi pa talaga sila nagre-release ng news about all the proposed changes. And ito ha, with the goal, okay, the goal, it's not yet final, but the goal of the proposed changes will be implemented in January 2025. Guys, graduate na ba kayo noon? Nakakuha na ba kayo ng PGWP that time? Or tatamaan kayo by January 2025? So kung tatamaan kayo, guys, by that time, I think you should need to reassess and plan na. Make now your plan B, plan C, plan D, whatever it is. Kasi ang laki talaga ng magiging effect, lalo na kung you have goals of being a permanent resident in Canada later on. Kasi alam naman natin, if you are working under PGWP and naka 1 year na kayo ng work experience, so makakwalify na kayo sa CEC under yan, express entry, and it can add points no sa CRS course nyo if you were able to work for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Okay? So, that's the sad part. So, kung January 2025 yung changes, nako, maraming matatamaan even those who are already studying here in Canada. So, saan nga ba nakikita yung mga proposed changes, no? Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng bali-balita ngayon. So, may tinatawag kasi silang internal survey document. So, this internal survey document actually revealed the methods IRCC will use to align educational programs with PGWP eligibility. So guys, basically gusto nila ibigay or i-grant ang PGWP sa mga nakapag-aral ng programs na later on no, magpo-produce ng occupations na makakapag-meet ng labor market needs ng Canada. So, isipin nyo na lang if you are studying or taking a program here in Canada and you will be landing on a job later on na hindi naman pala in-demand occupation dito sa Canada, pwedeng ma-deny ang application nyo for PGWP. So that's according to the news. Okay? So, meron din silang tinatawag ditong mapping of job titles to program of study. So, bakit ba minamap yung job title sa mga inaaral natin? So, this is of course daw to synchronize the NOC system. So, yung NOC system, ito yung tinatawag na National Occupation Classification. Meron tayong tinatawag din na mga NOC codes, di ba? Kung depende sa type ng occupation or trabaho natin dito sa Canada. So this NOC system is used to categorize and classify the occupations in Canada, while the other one, the Classification of Instructional Program System or CIP, ito naman, it performs similar function for educational programs, classifying them by field of study. So the first one, NOC, it classifies the occupations here in Canada. Ito naman, the fields of study. And they would want to match yung mga fields of study, mga inaaral natin sa mga occupations dito sa Canada. So ito, binigay rin nila na example based on the article that they released. Ito, for example, carpenter is an in-demand occupation dito sa Canada, lalo-lalo na meron tayong housing crisis, kailangan magtayo ng sobrang daming bahay dito. We need carpenters dito sa Canada. So ano yung mga programs na dapat aralin no, or i-take if someone would have that occupation as carpenter. So nagbigay sila ng 3 programs of study, and these are construction trades, carpentry, and woodworking general. So dapat talaga inline daw yung natapos mo sa magiging occupation mo, and aside from that, yung occupation ay in-demand occupation dito sa Canada para magrantan ka ng PGWP ngayon. So just compare it no, kasi for so long no, how many years na rin yung PGWP since 2008 actually yung last update niyan, and it made available to all international students no, based on their length of study. So as long as you're international student, full-time international student ka ha, and you did either 1 year study here or 2 year study here, you can be entitled for 1 year PGWP or 3 years PGWP. Yan, depende talaga sa length ng study mo. So those are just the conditions or eligibility requirements. Pero yun nga, napansin nila between 2018 to 2023, PGWP increased by 214%. Yun, yung mga inire-release nilang PGWP work permits. Okay, so medyo nabahala na rin sila na parang sobra na ang dami na nai-release na PGWP sa mga international students. That's why nagkakaroon ng malaking competition. Yan. Kaya nga kung napanood nyo yung past video natin, meron din silang announcement that part of their immigration policy, they would limit the number of temporary residents. First time ever, yan, plan na yan dito sa Canada. And sino nga ba yung ililimit nila na temporary residents? Inuna na nila dito ang may study permit. Kaya for 2 years, meron lang certain number of students na pwedeng i-approve or pumunta dito sa Canada. So that's why they put a cap on it. And another temporary resident na ililimit dito ay yung mga may hawak ng work permit. So nauna na nilang gawin ito sa mga spouses ng international students, kasi in the months ahead, ang mga pwede lang magsama ng OWPs yan or magiging entitled for an open work permit sa kanilang asawa ay if magtitake yung international student ng master's degree. So if hindi magtitake ng master's degree, okay, hindi na pwedeng isama ang spouse under an open work permit. And isa din dito ay yung may mga hawak ng visitor's visa. Yan, ililimit din nila yan, guys. And aside from that, sinabi rin nila yung may mga ETAs or electronic travel authorizations. So guys, sobrang magalaw talagang immigration system dito sa Canada, and dapat talaga updated ka sa nangyayari para alam mo, 'di ba, yung magiging plano mo, how you will attack your next plan. Kasi lalo na kung nandito ka na at tatamaan ka ng announcement na ito, grabe, kung hindi ka ma-allow for PGWP, you should think ahead, plan ahead, what will be your next step kung mangyari nga ito sa'yo. So guys, ito ipapakita ko na yung some screenshots na finorward sa akin ng mga kakilala ko ditong international students din na nababahala because of this announcement, So I'm still trying to search for this link, pero since nga limited time na and I have to do this vlog na kung ano na lang yung screenshot, ito yung i-share ko na rin sa inyo to. Okay, so there are major changes to the PGWP. So it's gonna be shorter work permit duration. Sabi nga natin, pag 1 year yung inaral mo dito sa Canada, you can be granted 1 year PGWP. And if 2 years yung inaral mo, you can be granted 3 years PGWP. Pero ngayon, yan, ito na ang magiging change. So, even if you complete a longer program, so sabihin natin 2 years kumpara sa 1 year, you might only get a work permit for 1 year. Okay? Oh, no! So these are major changes, proposed major changes, hindi pa talaga to official, pero ito na yung kumakalat dahil meron nga tayong internal survey documents na nagtataglay or naglalaman ng mga pinopropose na change under this PGWP. So this means you have less time to gain work experience in Canada. Yes, for sure. Kasi instead that you will be entitled for 3 years, you will be getting 1 year under their proposed changes. So alam ko, very heartbreaking tong news na to, Grabe, nakakagulat kasi back in the Philippines, nakapagplano ka na, you took 2 years, of course, to get 3 years PGWP because that's the existing policy of Canada. But in the middle of your study, ayan, nagbago and you will just be getting, or you might only get 1 year. Or worse, baka hindi ka pa entitled. So, ang mas nakakaba itong second item. Because sabi nga dito, no work permit for some programs kahit nag-aral ka na sa designated learning institution. So sabi dito, hindi pa naman final, so in the future, you might not get a work permit at all after your studies. Canada is planning to give work permits only to students who study in fields with high demand. So ano nga ba yung mga high demand na fields? IT, healthcare, and construction. Okay? So yun yung usually talaga na high demand dito or in demand occupation sa Canada. And sila yung pwedeng magrantan pa rin ng work permit. But ito, last sentence, and maraming nagtitake talaga dito sa mga fields na ito na international students. So if you study business, arts, or other fields, you might not qualify for a work permit. So guys, sabi dito, you might not qualify. So pwedeng hindi mabigyan, pwedeng mabigyan pa rin. So we don't know for sure. Pero grabe talaga. Wala na akong masyadong masabi, grabe na lang. So hindi lang ito guys yung proposed major changes sa PGWP. So I think there's a long list of it pero hindi ko na nasama. Okay? Pero ito yung summary guys in the next slide. So we'll compare the old system and the new system. So sabi nga natin in the old system, ito yung current. Okay? Work permits or PGWP granted can be up to 3 years as what I have been saying. Ngayon, the work permit will be only for 1 year. Okay? And then, previously, work permit is for all fields of study. Walang pinipili as long as you're international student na nag-aral full-time and in a designated learning institution. So, kahit ano pa yung i-take mo na study as long as PGWP eligible, you can be granted 1 year or 3 years PGWP. Pero ngayon, the new system, work permit will only be for high demand fields. Okay? So, review nyo na yung occupations na pwede nyong i-target after graduating in your course. Yan, check nyo kung high demand ba sila or not. So, you can plan ahead. And in the old system, ito yung sinasabi, no job offer is required. So, kapag mag-apply ang solo applicant dito sa Canada for PGWP, hindi kailangan may job offer or hindi kailangan din nagtatrabaho. Pero sa case ko kasi, kinailangan ko magkaroon ng job offer in order to extend my dependent. So, kami yung exception kasi nga may kasama akong dependent. So, it's an add or boost na as a proof na mas kaya namin magstay dito sa Canada because I already have a work. However, in this new system, okay, job offer will be required. So, propose yan guys. I'm not saying that this is already final. I'm saying that this is already going over the news dahil nga merong nagtataglay ng mga proposed changes na tinatawag nating internal survey documents. So finally, in the old system, there are more opportunities for international students. And versus the new system, so there will be limited opportunities based on the field of study. Ayan guys, so take time to process all this information. Kahit ako parang nakakagulat lang din talaga mabasa itong update or proposed changes sa PGWP. So syempre mapapatanong tayo, bakit ba nangyayari itong changes na to? From capping of international students, increase ng proof of funds, ang daming changes talaga, lalo na sa mga OWPs din, taking masters din for other international students. So, what's really the objective or the goal or the reason? Okay, the goal here, as they mentioned, is to prioritize the hiring of permanent residents and citizens for the job. So if they will cut down the number of PGWPs being released or issued to the international students, of course, hindi na makakadagdag yon sa labor market, mas magkakaroon na ng chance ma-hire yung mga permanent residents dito sa Canada and citizens. And aside from that, hindi lang naman sa hiring yung goal nila, bakit sila nagbabawas ng i-issue na PGWP. Of course, their goal also is to reduce the stress on Canada's social systems. Kasi nga, there's really a clamor that there's healthcare crisis, housing crisis, and so much more. Kaya gusto nila i-lessen, parang pakalmahin yung immigration market. Kaya ganito ang mga nangyayari and development. So I think bawat stage na lang, no, parang pagdadaanan talaga natin butas ng karayom lalo na ngayon. So guys, abangan natin yung mga susunod na announcement kasi it carries a lot of immigration implications. So in fact, yung immigration effects nito downstream pababa. So hindi na syempre magugustuhan ng maraming nagbabalak na international students kung ganito yung nangyayari or mangyayari, wala na rin palang PGWP na makukuha later on, otherwise mag-aral sila under certain programs na magpo-produce ng in-demand occupations, no? And isa pa dyan, no, downstream immigration effects din even sa mga nag-aaral na dito sa Canada at the time of its implementation. So pwedeng yung iba tapusin yung pag-aaral and then babalik na sa Pinas, which originally gusto pa sana nila magtrabaho under PGWP. Or pwede rin, iniisip ko dahil sa mga maraming pabago-bagong news, pwedeng hindi na nila ituloy yung pag-aaral nila. Kasi nga, they can already see the future na hindi sila mabibigyan ng PGWP by 2025 and later. So, yun yung ating update. So, it's really bad news for international students, kahit yung mga nag-aaral na ngayon, and yung mga papunta pa lang dito sa Canada. So, take note of this. Include this in your plans, no? As you create also your plan B, plan C, and so on. So guys, I'll be making another video if makakuha tayo ng latest updates regarding the proposed changes ng PGWP, no? Kasi nga, as have been mentioned dito sa article na binasa natin, yung advisory ay i-release ngayong spring of 2024 and ngayon na yung period na yon. So abangan natin. And yan, sana, no? Hindi naman masyadong maapektuhan lahat, lalo na yung mga nakapag-invest na on their studies, yung mga nag-aaral na dito, nakapag-rent na, nakakuha na ng bahay, whatever, naging established na and just waiting for PGWP. So, we will see. So yun guys, ang ating update regarding the proposed changes for PGWP. If you have any questions, you can comment your questions down below and itatry natin sagutin or we can wait for the next updates na i-release ng IRCC. So yun lang guys, I hope to see you on the next one.